The following presentation is brought to you by Coca-Cola, a taste you'll never forget, and Philippe's Milk of Amnesia, when you really need to... I forget. Hi, I'm Xorti Magica, and thank you for joining me today. I truly appreciate your company. I hope you've had a great week and that you've done things you truly enjoy. I also hope you've had great experiences and racked up a shitload of fantastic memories. Most of all, I hope you had fun. So as I mentioned before, the name Xorti is actually the Maltese word for luck. In Magica, well, I think that one's pretty obvious, right? And like you, I've had ups and downs in life. Sometimes things go well, sometimes not so much. It's like that old Dire Straits song, sometimes I'm the windshield, sometimes I'm the bug. Just like it happens for you, right? But for the most part, I've had a pretty unique type of luck. Which brings me to the question I want to ask you. Have you ever had an experience that just defies all logic? Something that is just so unusual and unique that it defies all logical explanation? Something that's really out there? Well, turns out that it happens to me a lot, which is in line with the Magica stuff, I guess, right? So I want to share a couple of these stories with you, and I'm curious to know if things like these happen to you. So the first one happened when I was 16. My mom had moved out of town after a divorce, and my brother went out to visit her in Battle Creek, Michigan, which was a couple of hours away at that point. Because I didn't have a car yet, my mom came down to pick us up. But when we got to her place, she was a bit tired and wanted to take a nap, and she suggested that me and my brother take the car out to go pick up some snacks. So think about this for a moment. Someone was going to give me, a 16-year-old moron, a set of car keys. Of course, my thought was, fuck yeah! But I said, oh, sure, Mom, I'd be happy to help out. Oh, by the way, the car was a Rambler with a manual transmission and 3 on the tree. I loved that car. It was so much fun to drive. So, my brother and I went through the countryside outside Battle Creek. After all, I had to see what this car could do, right? So we're out in the middle of nowhere. Nothing around but flat land and no buildings or people or other cars. Anyway, I think we were doing 70 or 75, which is pretty fast for that Rambler. And so we're having a good time. Things are cool until we go over the small hill, and for some reason, we went airborne. It was like we were the Dukes of Hazzard or something. It was crazy and exciting and scary all at the same time. Yeah, we were actually, none of the wheels were touching the ground. So I think we were only airborne for a second or two, but it really felt like an hour, like we were in super slow motion. Luckily, the car landed on 4 wheels like it was supposed to. So, so far so good, right? Wrong. The Rambler stalled. The engine just stopped. It wouldn't start again either. I mean, shit. So luckily we coasted off the road. We looked around and there was absolutely nothing around. No houses, no buildings, no cars, no one to help us, not a damn thing. We were boned, especially since my brother and I knew nothing about cars. So we raised up the hood and tried to jiggle wires around, kind of move stuff around. Nothing. Not anything. Nothing. Every time we tried to start up the engine, it just didn't work. I mean, this thing was just not happening. And it was really quiet too. In fact, I started thinking that maybe we were in a slasher movie or something. And no, this was before cell phones. So my brother and I were working on the car when we suddenly heard it.
Looks like you two could use some help.
All of a sudden there was this old guy by the car. He was on foot and it's like he just appeared out of nowhere. My brother and I just stood there pretty much dumbfounded. We were like, yeah. Then he said,
All right, you two get in the car, and when I tell you, turn the key and try to start the engine.
So we got in the car. Yeah, we were confused, but what the heck? This dude wanted to help us, right? We couldn't see him because the hood was up, but we could hear him.
Try it now.
So we tried, and the car almost turned over, but not quite.
Okay, wait a minute. Okay, now try it.
The Rambler actually started up. Man, this was awesome. We got the car running again. So we got out of the car to thank the guy. But he was gone. Nowhere to be seen. I mean, he just disappeared. We looked everywhere. I mean, up and down the road and everything. He was just gone. My brother looked at me and said, "What the fuck, Xorti?" And I said, "Dude, I don't know." So we got in the car and started driving back, and yes, this time we did the speed limit. But we never, ever talked about what happened. In fact, I totally forgot about this incident until many years later. That time, my best friend and I were traveling through California on our way to see the Humboldt Redwood State Park, and decided to stay the night in San Francisco, which is a pretty awesome place. A lot of fun there. The next morning we were contemplating staying in San Francisco a second day since it's fun and we were having a good time. So we went down to the motel and had breakfast. And while we were having breakfast, that's when I heard it. It was kind of like a voice, but not really. And it felt like it was saying, "Get out." I looked around. There was no one there but us, which was kind of weird, so I ignored it. And then I heard it again. "Get out." Still no one around but us. And I gotta say, this voice was more like I felt it than heard it, but kind of heard it, if that makes any sense. Then I heard it a third time, and this time I was anxious. This was getting really freaking weird. And then I had this very intense feeling. I mean, it was like a combination of dread and anxiety, and it was just getting worse and worse and worse. So I said, you know what? Let's just go ahead and go. Let's just go ahead and start driving. So we did. So we're driving north, and about 3 hours later, we stopped at Mendocino for gas when this really excited woman came running out, and she was kind of waving her hands up and down and stuff. And she said, "Have you heard the word?" And my friend and I are looking at each other like, It's like, "Have you heard the word? San Francisco has had a major earthquake." Holy shit, and it was a bad one too. I later found out that the hotel we were in was pretty much destroyed. So, yeah, huh? Needless to say, I always listen to the voice. And, believe it or not, this kind of stuff has happened to me a few times over the years. It's not like it was a one-time thing. So, my question to you is, has this type of thing ever happened to you? Have you had things like this happen that just don't have a logical explanation? Right? Something that's just out there, just something just bizarre, right? If you have, go ahead and tell me about it in the comments, because I would love to hear what your experiences are and continue to be. On that note, I'm going to take a quick break and show some clips. I hope you enjoy these. These are a lot of fun. I'll be right back. Hey, welcome back. So, have you ever been confused by things that shouldn't cause any confusion at all? You see, the reason I ask is because I was doing some grocery shopping, which, by the way, I really don't like to do, because it tends to be weird in every possible way. Because in addition to the clerks that seem annoyed by our very existence, and by crazy old grannies that think that Grand Theft Auto is just crazy to begin with. So I was very confused when I saw this sign here. I couldn't help but laugh. I like how they put the body wash next to things that will literally kill you if they go on your skin. Next thing you know, they're gonna put the laxative next to the potato chips, or Vagisil next to the pork chops, or Tidy Bowl next to the Poke Bowl, or Preparation H next to the Oreos. By the way, what happened to preparations A through G? To be fair though, I do love the frozen Oreo ice cream thingies, so I decided to get some. I was on my way to pick some up in the freezer section when I found these little beauties. Breast munchies. I'm not sure if this is a snack or something I should bring on a blind date in case the date doesn't work out or she wants to charge me by the hour or something. Oh, look at this dude's face. It's pretty scary, don't you think? But if the date doesn't work out, don't worry. There's hope. There's a special type of food made for failed dates. And here it is. Soup for sluts. I know. I like how on the package it says cheap, fast, and easy. You know how rice-a-roni is a San Francisco treat? Maybe this is a Las Vegas treat. And I gotta say though, this is a rather limited specific target audience, don't you think? However, this does seem to be a trend as evidenced by this. Fuck chow. Nothing gets a person ready for a date like fuck chow, right? I kind of feel bad for the shrimp in the photo. It looks like he's doing time or he's been asked to be an extra in a revenge movie or something. Also, it has shrimp flavor, which as you know, means there's absolutely no shrimp in this damn thing at all. But no worries, if you want shrimp, you can always add shrimp flavor with this shitto. It's not only shitto, but mild shitto, which scares me to think what strong shitto would be like. But it does have shrimp. I want to come up with the ad slogan for this, something like shitto, a taste explosion. Or I don't know. But maybe you don't want shrimp or shrimp flavor. Maybe you want a different type of flavor, which is probably why they created this. Yeah, I'm not sure, but I think I'm gonna pass on this one. I don't know, don't want to know, never want to know. But I do suspect that after a meal of breast munchies, soup for sluts, and fuck chow, a person might get pretty thirsty, which is probably why they came up with this. Piccola. Piccola! Because nothing quenches your thirst like a frosty glass of piccola. I like how it says Piccola Limited over here. I would hope it would be limited because otherwise it would be Piccola all over the place. Piccola! Oh God. Because it's a cola, I guess it could be served with a fine dessert such as this one. I don't know about you, but I'm a little bit confused here. I mean, after all, I don't even know Marie. This just seems wrong somehow. Like we should try another dessert. Like this one. Filipinos. I wonder if it's made with real Filipinos. You know what would be cool is if the company that made them was Soylent Green. That would be pretty cool and disturbing. I can't help but think that this type of product would encourage a mass exodus from the islands, you know? Well, after this specialty cuisine, we might end up not feeling well. Luckily for us, help is on the way in the form of these. Poop like a champion and urinal. No. I think I'm gonna pass on both of these if that's alright. So as we wrap up our grocery store cuisine adventure, we might be thinking about freshening up. So there's this. Rexona Girl 24-hour intensive pussy wind. Isn't pussy wind queef? Hello Kitty looks kind of trapped here, like that shrimp from earlier. They're both trapped. Trapped in advertising hell. Oof. So after looking at these items, I think I'm even more afraid of the grocery store than I already was. You know, I wonder if there's a support group or something. So how about you? Have you found any weirdly named products that make you laugh? Some really strange ones? If you have, please tell me about them in the comments. I really would like to know what you found. On that rather ridiculous note, I'm going to take a quick break and share some clips with you. I'll be right back. Piccola! Hey, welcome back. In a previous episode, you might remember that I shared some movies with you that weren't exactly released They escaped. Remember that? One of the movies that I mentioned was Fart, the movie. I know. But it got me to thinking, someone obviously put money and resources into making that movie. And of course, my random mind being what it is, I began to wonder what would have happened if famous poets devoted their talent into the creation of poems about farts. You know, they could call it pungent Poot Poetry.
Oh my god.
I know it's random and ridiculous, but to be fair, that's kind of how my mind works. It's totally random. So I was thinking we could start with Shakespeare. If he wrote pungent Poot Poetry, it could go something like this. Upon the fairest cheeks a crimson flush, in hidden realms where secrets often hush, a sound both rude and quaint doth oft depart from nether regions where it doth start. 'Tis but a simple human act, you see, yet source of endless laughter, mirth, and glee. With muffled cheeks and with stifled grins, we try to hide the odors that begin. Though pungent is the scent and quite uncouth, we cannot help but giggle, and that's the truth. For in our folly we find joy anew, in nature's gas so common, yet so true. So let us not pretend we're far apart, to laugh at life's most earthly, humble fart.
Oh my god.
I'm sure, right? So, how about E.E. Cummings? Let's try that. Brap, pap, brap, pap, brap, pap, ping! The room goes quiet. What was that? No sousaphones or bell that ring. A massive fart in a crowded flat. You're guilty, my friend, you cannot lie. Your anal explosion has shattered the door. Your pungent blast is making us cry. Oxygen fails us, we fall to the floor. More deadly than cannons or even a gun. A pungent air biscuit we've come to abhor. Your blast makes us weak, we can't even run. It overtakes us, we're conscious no more.
Oh my god.
Can you imagine if you guys actually wrote this stuff and it got published? I could see like the people at Reader's Digest freaking out. So, how about Carl Sandburg? Now, to be fair, I'm not a big fan of Carl Sandburg, but I know other people are. But let's try Carl Sandburg. Here we go. On a windy day, when the breeze is free, comes a sound so bold, like a trumpet's glee. It's not a horn, nor a reed, nor a saxophone. It's trouser music in a class of its own. It's the mighty fart, like a thunderous blast from the bowels that arrives so amazingly fast. No need for a drum roll, no need to declare, 'cause it is exploding in our open air. Invisible, silent, but usually loud, it breaks the unbowed splinters and the crowd. In taxis or lifts, it's the pungent surprise, and inside the classroom it brings tears to our eyes. It strikes at the nostrils, the young and the old. It makes the paint peel and brings on the mold. And within these moments we suffer the same. We beg for a gas mask, the gas will not fade. The fart has now vanished. We all take a breath, but here comes the second. We now pray for death.
Oh my god.
If the spirit of Carl Sandburg, was to come today, he'd surely kick my butt, right? So, how about Shel Silverstein? We could try that. By the way, there is one Shel Silverstein book that I truly love. It's called Uncle Shelby's ABC book. And it's not like his other stuff. This one's actually pretty funny. All right, here we go. Shel Silverstein. In a land where laughter freely reigns, lived a sound not bound by any chains. It wasn't a trumpet or a tambourine. It was a fart, a cheeky routine. This sound, you see, had a story to tell of beans and broccoli. P.U., what a smell. It crept out quietly, without a fight, a gaseous cloud in the still of the night. But the moment it escaped, it quickly took flight, as the sound brought nausea and serious flight. For in our world, we now must declare the methane is rampant and choking our air. Holding our noses, we run from the room in fear for our lives and more gassy booms. We hope it is ending, we pray it is soon, but the way it is going, it won't end till June.
Oh my god.
I think we should put that like to a beat. maybe down in the future. All right. And last but not least, let's do Dr. Seuss. So here we go. Way down in Farteau, not too far away, where green eggs and ham were the dish of the day, lived a fellow named Sam, so eager to please, with a question about just cutting the cheese. Could I spring a fart in a box or in a cart? Should I let one fly and shoot the gas into the sky? His friend named Lou, he then scratched his head. He pondered the question, it filled him with dread. Yes, farts are squeaky, that is for sure, but the stink on the nose, there isn't a cure. Lou then continued, oh dear friend Sam, farts can be stinky, you must understand. But if you must shoot one, please go over there. In a garden or mountain, please go somewhere. Sam gave it an effort in open air, a butt-toxic blasting without any care. He then found that farts could bring him a grin, but the rest of the village, they were done in. So whether it's quiet or a loud honk, in a boat, in the rain, or by a bonk, remember dear Lou's old silly decree, farts can be terminal for you and me.
Oh my god.
I know, right? I can't believe I shared that bit with you. And after that bit, you don't know how to react, right? Well, me neither. If you like though, let me know in the comments what poetry style we should try next. Yeah, I know, we'll probably do this again when we're short of material, right? Oh, and yes, we will probably change the subject matter too. Truth be told though, I guess that sometimes I just like doing silly things. I mean, we live in a pretty serious world. So anytime that I can be silly, I try to go for it. And I think you're that way too, right? I mean, I'm curious. What silly things do you do? On that ridiculous note, I'm going to take a quick break and share some clips with you. I hope you like them. They're fun. They're really fun to do. And yeah, some of them are running gags, but yeah, let's have fun. Anyway, I'll be right back.
Oh my god.
Hey, I want to thank you for hanging out with me today. I hope you had a good time. I hope this was fun for you. I love sharing this podcast and the stories and the clips and the silliness and the seriousness with you. It is a very meaningful thing for me to be able to share this with you. And if I could let you in on a little secret, this last month was a really tough one. And the thing that kept me going was knowing that I could share this podcast with you. So thank you so much. It does make a difference. Really, your company means a lot to me, so thank you so much for that. So in the meantime, please have fun. Go do something really crazy that you've never done before, hopefully legal, right? But go do something fun. Create some memories, have some fun, laugh and sing and play and enjoy as much as you can. And again, thank you so much for letting me be a part of your travels. In the meantime, have fun. Be fun, and have some great memories. See you next time.